This is the art analysis assignment tutorial, and we're going to start with locating an image. You have artists to choose from, and you may pick the artwork from that artist that works best for you. Keep in mind you want the work from the artist, not from somebody who's inspired by the artist. Let's start with clay and see what we find from this artist. And his first name is Paul. Let's actually look for Paul Clay's work. And we'll look at images. I'm going to choose this one. It's from the Huffington Post, which is a fairly safe option. Now, instead of pulling this to the desktop, you really should go into View the Image and pull that to the desktop. By doing that, it guarantees that you get a large image. Now I've already done that. It's waiting here for me. After you've taken it to your desktop, go ahead and bring it into Sketchbook. From Sketchbook, you're going to need to create a few more layers. Now my system is a little bit different than yours, so bear with me. But you still have the layers file here, which you want to have open. Mine doesn't give you a whole bunch of layers to begin with, so I'm going to have to create a new layer. So the next layer up is going to be the one where we write the rule of thirds. And that's basically putting a tic-tac-toe board on the top of it. What we want to do is draw, but I want a straight line. And let's see. Oh, well, that's nice. I don't want that. I want a straight line. I'm not going to get one though, I don't think. Not so much. Okay. Well, you guys have the straight line tool. It doesn't look like I have one, so bear with me on that. Okay, we're cutting it into thirds, both directions. And we're just eyeballing it. If you want to measure it, you can do that, but it's not a requirement. I do wish I had the straight line tool like you guys have. Okay, so that should be on a different layer. As you can see, I can hide this layer, and there's my rule of thirds box. It's a little off, but it'll work. Okay, then we want another layer, and on the next layer we're going to draw where our eye starts, kind of we're going to map out how our eye moves around the page. For me, I start with a circle, and then I kind of go over here to this bright square and head down, and I'm all over here, and then maybe I'm back around. Something like that. And that's all you have to do for that layer. And we need another layer. Are you going to let me have another layer? It's only let me have those layers, of course. Okay, well, I'm learning something new about my version of Sketchbook. So, what I want to teach you now is how to go about saving, because that's a really tricky part. The first thing you want to do is hide all the other layers, leave only the background layer. And we're going to go File, Save As. Name that. Image 1 is fine. We're going to put it on the desktop as fine. Make sure it is a JPEG. We're going to save that. And that's okay. Next thing we're going to do is open that, and we're going to hide, oops, keep pressing the wrong button, hide that image. And we're going to go File, Save As. And that's image 2. It's going to be on the desktop, and again we want to change that to a JPEG. Yep, I know they'll be merged. And so it'll look different. Now, you guys will have access to another layer, which I don't have, apparently, with this version. When you do that, what you want to do is highlight the major shapes. So now that I have those two, what I might do to show you how to do that is, I think my major shapes are probably, I'm going to make this a little bigger. Here. That's a pretty big shape. This is definitely a big shape. And this thing down here, for whatever reason, seems like a big shape to me, even though they're all shapes. These are the things that most attract my eye. And this square over here. Okay. So I'm just duplicating that. So what I'll do is hide that. And we'll save this as my next layer. Also JPEG. And that is how you save separate layers and how you divide things up in Sketchbook. The next step is we'll be putting all these images in fotor. So we can go ahead and close Sketchbook, and we'll be moving those to fotor, which will be the next